Hey VC, Eric the Viking here. Just a brief video really. Yeah, hope everyone's well, firstly, and everything. I'm sort of starting to get back into the swing of it again. Thanks for everyone that's been watching. Yeah, this video is a bit of a bummer really. Obviously, most of you know, I'm sure, that Mr Ayers passed away yesterday at the age of 68. And it was a real bummer. It really hit me quite hard. Yeah, I've been a big fan of Mr Ayers for quite some time. I've been a fan of Soft Machine for at least, well, since I was about in my early teens, I suppose. But I only got into Mr Ayers' solo stuff in the last few years, more so with his first two albums, which I love. I'm not too. I think now I'm going to try listening to more of his stuff. I heard Whatever She Brings We Sing and Banana More. They sounded alright. I think I need to give them more of a listen now. It's a sign for me to do it, I think. So yeah, it really hit me quite hard. I was upset. It hit me as much as the death of Beefheart about 2-3 years ago. And it's not often that sort of thing gets to me, but I think the thing is with Mr Ayers is. I remember reading an article in Word magazine, which I've got here. I managed to find the magazine last night. I want to show the article because it got put online by The Guardian, which is an English newspaper. They republished the interview online, so you can read it on there. And it was one of his last interviews, and I remember reading that in 2008 when the magazine came out, thinking, oh, it doesn't sound like he's in a good way, So. Yeah, it's a very sad thing. He obviously struggled with addiction and things like that, and according to this article, I was having problems with drink and things like that. Such a shame because he was such a sort of vibrant part of the Canterbury scene. Other bad news also, my record player decided to pack up last week, so I've been unable to play records for the past week, which is like torture for me. I've already bought a new, well I say new, second-hand turntable from a friend, which is here, over there, but I need to get a stylus and cartridge for it, which I can't afford till Monday, which is my payday. Anyway, so yeah, obviously for this video, it's a tribute to Kevin. I thought I'd dig out what I have in my collection, which isn't much. Joy of a Toy, of course, which is playing in the background. I think I've shown these before on my Canterbury video some while ago. The funny thing about Kevin as well is, to me, he reminds me so much of my other two brothers as well. I guess that's why, it's sort of like, if there's someone like this who reminds you of someone, I think it's sort of all connected, yeah. This is an original, in really nice shape, which I will show you. It's first English pressing without the EMI box on the label. I don't know if you can see that because of the sunlight. There you go. Not a bad copy actually. I think I paid about £30 for this. It's a little bit worn, but finding an original in decent shape is very tough now. And it's got the lovely original Harvest in the sleeve. Shows how many great albums are on that label. Got Edgar Broughton Band, Deep Purple, Roy Harper, Bakerloo album, Gummer, Mantelpiece by Battered Ornaments, another favourite of mine. Syd Barrett, of course. Yeah. This is just a Canterbury classic. His voice is superb. Soft Machine are on this album anyway, pretty much all of them. Just a great album. And I have his second album, Shooting at the Moon. Again, this is an original. This was his sort of one-off. Well, it wasn't meant to be one-off. Apparently, he wasn't a fan of touring anyway, and he broke the band up not long after the album came out. The Whole World, which consisted of himself, Lol Coxhill, there, Mick. I forgot Mick. What's his name again? That's really bad. I've forgotten his surname. Mick Fincher on drums. Mike Oldfield, a very young Mike Oldfield. I think he was about 16 there on bass and occasional guitar, and David Bedford on keys, who's also on Joy of a Toy doing arrangements. Mike Ratledge is on here too, I think. They've all got their little credits. So yeah, I think this album's just as good, and it's completely different to Joy of a Toy. It's a lot more experimental. Again, I've got the inner sleeve here. A lot more experimental. It's got a lot of avant-garde elements. sort of almost cut up some music concrete sort of things. It's a really good album too. This is 1970. Great album. The only other Kevin Ayers album I have is Oddities, which came out in '76 on the Harvest Heritage label. I actually only bought it for the track Soon Soon Soon, which was an outtake from Joy of a Toy, and I don't know why it was left off the album because it's superb. Singing a Song in the Morning's on here as well, which was his sort of debut single. It's a nice little comp. You got the French version of May I, Gemini Child, which was meant to be on Shooting at the Moon, Butterfly Dance, which was the B-side to Singing a Song, Stars, which was the B-side to Stranger in Blue Suede Shoes. Again, that track's on here. I'm not a big fan of that track. Yeah, it's a collection of outtakes. Lady Rachel's on here, different mix, which was unreleased at the time. So it's mostly B-sides and things like that, so it's a really nice one to have. And of course it's on beautiful green Harvest label. I mean, this album's relatively easy to find. I got this for like £5, but it's worth it just for Soon Soon Soon. A brilliant track. No idea why it was left off the album, but there you go. So yeah, obviously he was in Soft Machine, so I'm going to show a few Soft Machine bits, which I know I've shown before. I don't have the first single, Love Makes Sweet Music. I wish I did. What I do have is the Triple Echo box set. A little bit tatty. This came out on Harvest in '75, I think. Nice little retrospective, in that it has those two, that single on it, and BBC sessions and things like that. Really nicely presented. Very hard to find now, and it's got a beautiful book with really nice photos and things like that, as you can see. The BBC sessions are brilliant, the John Peel ones. The early version of Moon and June is particularly good, with different lyrics. Very Robert Wyatt humour sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, having this sort of will do until I get that single. I doubt I will ever find one unless I want to pay a lot of money. But again, that's a lovely one to have. And Soft Machine 1, which of course is just superb. I actually upgraded this one recently, and this is a beautiful copy. Actually, I think I showed this when I first got it. I originally had it for years, and it was battered. It's still sealed along the sides, so the disc can't come out, the moving wheel. It's all there. For its time, this was a pretty daring design. You know, it must have cost quite a bit of money, which may have been why this was only pressed in America. Because generally, English albums, especially in '68, they're great, but this would have cost an awful lot of money to make over here, and it was probably easier to mass produce it in America. That's what I'm guessing. Because it never got an English pressing until it was paired with Volume 2 in '76. So that's the original pressing on Pro. And of course it's just a psych masterpiece. It's one of my favourite albums of all time. So yeah, that's all I have, I'm afraid. Not much, but to me it's enough. I mean, you know, but like I say, maybe I need to listen to more Ayers. Maybe it's time now. Especially the Unfairground, which got some great reviews at the time. It's about time I check that out too, I think. Just put this back in here. Lastly, I just want to show that magazine interview. But like I say, if you look on the Guardian website, just type Kevin Ayers in on Google, and I think it's the top result at the minute. It was in this issue. I do often keep magazines with article. I kept this one because of the Kevin Ayers interview, because I thought it was quite special, really. October 2008. And it's literally a two-page sort of article. I think that was taken of him at the time when the interview was conducted. Looking a little worse for wear there. Obviously he was living in the south of France, which was where he passed away as well. I think he lived there for many years. And it is a sad article, especially now, showing the sort of, that he just wasn't really with it. And I don't think he ever got out of that sort of lifestyle that he had, like so many people from that time, you know. So yeah, that's all I have for Kevin. Again, yeah, very sad news. I mean, you know, he was 68, which is, I still think that's young, personally. But there you go. But you know, it's quite comforting to know he passed away in his sleep. There wasn't anything to. That's all they've said so far. They haven't actually said what it was. But the thing that I read on one of the websites, which I can't remember it now, he had a note on his bedside table, which said something along the lines of, oh God, I wish I could remember it. I can't remember it. That's terrible. That's so bad. Could try and look it up now quickly. No, it'll waste too much time. Well, it was something along the lines of, you know, something about burning brightly, you know. That's really bad. I should have done my research on that. I read it yesterday, so... Anyway, yeah, so I hope everyone's good. This is Eric the Viking, bidding you farewell once again. I will be back shortly, I hope. Take care. Bye-bye.